Hi everybody, welcome to Turffontein Sunday. We've got a 9-race program. Daryl Marie's with me here in the studio. We're doing this on Friday morning, so we're having a good early look at what to do on Sunday's card. And we'll just quickly have a look at the second race, and to make a note, the second race is due to run at 10 to 1. It's a bit early for the market, but it will give you an idea. We've had lots of compliments, I must tell you, about quoting the market as early as we do, because when you watch this race time, it gives you a great idea if the horse has drifted completely or shortened heavily. So you can use this as a guide as well. Favourite number 10, Green Street, is 5 to 2. Number 2, Pretty Precious, is the second choice at 4 to 1. 9 to 2, number 8, Give Me a Storm. And you got 6 to 1 about number 12, Trail Runner. So Sean Terry's got a few, certainly got claims. And let's just talk about the favourite, Daryl, if we can, Green Street, because I know it was fancied last time. I thought they ran a big race, but no sort of run.
No sort of run whatsoever.
Yeah.
Clyde, there's some lovely bred fillies in here. Unfortunately, there's no comments given on numbers 5 and 7. Now, have a look at who the dams are. Franny.
Yes, lovely horse.
Hey?
Yeah,
remember Franny?
Yeah, lovely horse.
Different class. And then Smart Call.
Smart Call there. Well, the Group 1 winning Met winner.
But you know what? There's been absolutely no supports in the anti-post market for them. So for that reason, I've ignored them. Come race time, they might come alive and I could be in trouble. But I've just left them out because I'm in the blind with regards to their chances. Now, I've gone for numbers 2, 8, and 12 here. I've actually excluded the current favorite, and that is number 10, Green Street. The reason being, Clyde, have a look who rode her on debut. Craig Zaki. Now, Craig Zaki is riding more for Sean Terry than Raymond Danielson is in recent times. Now, Mr. Terry has booked number Craig Zaki on number 12, Trail Runner. And I might add, Clyde, there was a sizable amount traded on Trail Runner on debut. She was supported in the market. She ran below par in my mind. I think the connections expected a more forward run. So she goes into my play. If you like her chances, you have to include number 10, Give Me a Storm, who showed a lot of improvement from run 1 to run 2. You can see she has bumped Pretty Precious, number 2, in both her starts to date. Beaten 5 odd lengths on debut, then only half a length last time out. So she's showing good progress.
This is number 8, Give Me a Storm, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So I'm probably going to be leaning towards number 8 as my top choice.
Okay.
I've got backup in numbers 2 and 12.
All right, it's a buy pot. Here we go. The numbers on screen: 2, 8, 12 by Banker 10, by 5, 6, 9, 10, by 1 and 4, by 2, 9, 10, 11, and at the back 1, 4, 7 costs 288. Third race on the card is a maiden class field over 1,600 meters, and there's some nice ones that are running here in the third. Let's get an update on the Friday morning betting, give you an idea as to what the story is. And they've got the source of Mike de Kock, number 5, Roaming Spirit, is favourite 9 to 10. There's been support for number 10, Jabera, is 19 to 10, and 8 to 1 bar the 2. I don't blame them for backing Jabera, to be honest.
Clyde, like you say, this is done on a Friday morning.
Yes.
And yeah, I'm sitting and I'm saying Gerbera is going to start favourites. I made her the 9 to 10 favourites.
Ah.
I'm just more of the opinion that she's going to love this step up in trip. You know, yes, Roaming Spirits. I think Buffalo Bill Cody himself won over a mile. Her dam won over a mile. That's Roaming Spirits dam, Vakazi. And her half sister, Perfect Witness, even got 2,000 if I'm not mistaken, or 1,800. So yes, on breeding, it shouldn't really be a problem for Roaming Spirit, but it's just what I've seen in the flesh. I think Gerbera is crying out for this trip. Now we have to touch on her dam. What's it? Barberton Daisy. Now she won over a mile and a half. So there's absolutely no doubt she's going to appreciate the step up in trip. She caught my eye on debut. She was fancied to run a forward race, but she was fractious at the pens and she didn't get the clearest of passages. She flashed up late. Then last time I'd drawn 2, she just stayed on throughout the running of that race. We know that form line's going to work out powerful. And I think with draw 1, let's hope she behaves and she jumps on terms, and she should really get the run of the race. She shouldn't have too much to do to get into a striking position. So I'm surprised at the market somewhat. I personally, yeah, on Friday morning, think Gerbera is absolutely no doubt the value in the race. And I'm going to say that the betting boards are going to be swapped over here. So yes, number 10, a banker in the buy pot and place accumulator.
Yeah, Roaming Spirit did finish in front of her last time, but there's more scope for improvement, one would have thought, for this horse Gerbera, who's bankered in the PA by Daryl, banker 10. And there are the numbers. Please make a note or scan. Use your phone, remember. Camera up and scan away. 288 Rand cost. Okay, back with us. Let's have a look now. We're moving on to our pick sixes. And in this particular event, top of the board, Sean Terry's Mountain High. Can Mountain High eventually get it right? 8 to 10 favourite. 2 Spirito Salveggio. One of my favourite horses, 9 to 2. 6 Gun Barrel is 8 to 1. And it's 10 to 1 and better about the balance. I say one of my favourite horses, just in the flesh when you look at this horse and the way he moves to the gate now with Billy Raters. Lovely horse to watch. Let's see how it goes today. Mountain Eye, good enough to win now? Is it now turn?
Firstly, Spirito Salveggio. I'm not a fan of that latest form line.
Okay.
Hasn't formed part of my play. Mountain Eye, 8 to 10. No.
Too short.
I'm tired of her, to be honest. 3 starts back when beaten by a stable companion, Coco Melon. She had the run of the race, Clyde, going through the 400. She really should have put that race to bed and won on her coconut. She got caught. Last time out, the run of the race once again. And soundly beaten. I mean, very, very disappointing. Yes, she now steps up to a mile. The cheek pieces stay on. She gets a filly's allowance, but I don't think you want to be taking 8 to 10 about her chances. I mean, she's just let the side down too often to be confident with regards to her chances. So 8 to 10, not for me. I'm playing to beat her for that reason. Listen, when this gets aired, she might be in the region of 16 or 18 to 10, and then it's a different story. But I'm sitting here and I'm nailing my colours to the mast 2 days prior, Clyde. Now, number 9, the Ultimate King. This horse came to the track with a bit of a reputation, and I watched that race. Now, Chase was going to be caught out wide, and he made a choice to drop him back. And then in the sticky conditions, this horse never got going. He stayed on resolutely towards the latter stages, but we are going to see a lot of improvement from him because this time right, Gavin from Stallgate number 1 will have him much closer to the pace. He wasn't lacking early toe on debut. It's just the way the race worked out for him. So the Ultimate King put a line through his debut efforts. Number 6, Gun Barrel. Have a look who his dam is, Daphne Garland. That makes him a brother to Francis Ethel. Bar fire away, 2 sprints, now going over the mile. You will see him fight at the finish in my mind. I think he's the improver in the race. And then I just put in number 5. I'm not a fan of that latest form line, Lighting the Storm. But the reason why I put him in is because on that occasion he was caught 3 wide throughout. His stable companion actually did him no favors. And I thought he stayed on well towards the latter end of the race, and that's no doubt his best effort to date because of the way he was stuck out in the cold. So yes, I'm playing to beat this favourite. I don't believe he's anywhere, or she's anywhere near an 8 to 10 shot.
Okay, well, we wish her all the best, but we're playing to beat her, and the pick 6 is on your screen at the moment. No bankers. A couple of, well, one of the legs got a couple of legs, got 2 horses in there, and it's a 720 Rand per. All right, the market's got them betting as a 2-horse race for the next event on the card, race number 5, which is a Pinnacle Stakes, and it's over 2,400 metres. Nice to see them using most of the Turffontein racecourse, and Red Maple is best in ahead of Zeus. And I think that's how they've got the market to have that. Yeah, Zeus 16 to 10 and Red Maple 16 to 10. So number 1 and number 4 are the joint favourites. You get 6 to 1 and better about the balance of the runners in this Pinnacle Stakes. And I guess the question to Daryl is, you haven't agreed with the market at all to date, so far. But do you agree here?
I wouldn't be surprised if Zeus started favourite. Clyde, you have to watch his run in the Betway Summer Cup. was a cracking run towards the outside. I thought that was a brilliant effort. Penultimate start, Clyde. Have a look at who he gave 10 kilograms. And they're saying Poets Warrior's the best day in the country. For Zeus to have given him 10 kilograms at level weights,
Huge
Zeus
run.
beats Poets Warrior, I'm sorry to say.
Yeah.
3 runs back, he gave Razor Hallelujah 8 kilograms.
Yes.
Those are top efforts on his behalf. Gavin Lorena reunites with Zeus. I mean, Mr. Fabian Habib has got some runners in here to ensure a nice pace. It's not going to be a false run race. So I'm leaning towards Zeus. I do have healthy respect for the mare, Red Maple. She benefited from a top ride last night. One of the Fancy's runners got left and looped them, and Serena just bided his time at the back end of the field. Mr. Terry's found another lovely race where she comes into this race favorably treated, and Craig Zaki's getting down to 54. So yes, 1 and 4 match race, 1 from 4 for me.
Okay, that's the jackpot up on screen. All right, back with us. Welcome. It's the Wolf Power time, the Wolf Power 1600. And in this event, let's get the market up and running. I think they bet 7-2 the field. One of them being number 2, Pomodora's Jet at 7-2. The second choice, number 8, Storm Brasco, is at 9-2. 5-1 about 9, Truth. And 11-2 about number 1, Texas Red. The 4 Red Bomber is 7-1. They bet 8-1 and better about the balance. Could be a bit of a tricky race. There are no Wolf Powers in here, but nevertheless, they up there for the taking, and Pomodora's Jet did win pretty impressively.
He did. Now, he was having his 2 prep runs leading into the WSB Grand Heritage, and last time out, he absolutely thrashed them. Picked up a penalty for that effort, obviously. He's now 105. He's got fitness on his side, so I think Craig's going to try overcome that draw. But you know what? He has to up his game once again, because there are some horses in here that are extremely talented. But he must be included. Lovely Sort himself. Now, I want to touch on number 8 here. Number 9. Who I believe should reverse the form with number 8, and that's Truth. You know, last time out, exposed on the outside, turning into the straight up the turffontein hill with no cover, tackled early and gave way late. 1.5 kilos better off with Storm Brasco. In my mind, he should reverse the form with Storm Brasco. So, Truth, a live wire. Number 10, Chestnut Bomb, interests me a lot. Lovely 3-year-old, this Clyde. I don't think that was a bad effort whatsoever in the Dingans. Tricky draw on that occasion, but he stayed on throughout the running of that race. This time round with 53 to shoulder. Clearly, Kevin can't do 53.
Sure.
So they found the services of Phyllis Sunday.
And he's been riding very well for the Sunday.
Drawn 4. He has an up-and-coming improving 3-year-old with a low mass in his favor. I like his chances. In my mind, he represents value. And then Command Pilot. Have a look at his form since being gelded. Yes, in his penultimate start, he did disappoint and let the side down. But take note, on that occasion, he had a set of cheek pieces. Barring that, his form since returning from a layoff and being gelded is very, very good. And the way I see this race being run will suit him, because there is pace in this race. And from stallgate number 1, he's going to get some cover. And he will fight out the finish. I believe so. What does Gary John like to say? In my eyes. In my eyes. He should be right there at the finish.
Okay, well, it's a second jackpot. And Chestnut Bomber is currently Friday morning 10-1. 2-1 a place. Daryl's got him in the jackpot 2, 4, 9, 10, 11 in the first leg. All right, Vulcanite tops the board here in the 7th race for Paul Matchett. Stable's in very good form. They've got a couple, and in fact, they dominate the market with 3 Miss Leah, who I thought was very impressive when watching her win. 5-2 about number 1 Vulcanite, and 3 Miss Leah 4-1. I can't see that lasting. I'll ask Darryl Daryl, about that. Now, 4 Selenia Peninsula, 9-2, and 11-2 about number 2 Bequena. And then you can get 7-1, 6 Sonic Jet, and double figures about the balance of the runners. I was just very impressed with Miss Leah. I don't know what you thought.
I liked her chances last time out, but I'm switching over here, Clyde.
Okay.
I'm leaning towards Selenia Peninsula to reverse that form. If I'm not mistaken, she's a kilogram better off. And what I like of here is she cracks a draw. Now, have a look where the pace is. The pace is with Vulcanite. And the horses on Selenia Peninsula's inside, we've got a Michi flying around here, don't really have a toe. So I think she's going to get the perfect toe through. So I'm expecting her to reverse the form with Miss Leah.
Yeah.
And you know that she was coming back at her in the latter stages. A more testing track of the stand side track. I'm going to be favoring 4 Selenia over number 3 Miss Leah. Now the top weight, not the top weight, sorry, the best weighted is Vulcanite. My concern with her, yes, she's been very impressive since being up to a mile. She's obviously appreciated the step up in trip, but she's been off the track for 3 odd months and she's coming back to 1400. So I think there are 2 negatives. I don't know where she is in her preparation and fitness, and it's 1400. But she at the weights is certainly the one to beat, because if you have a look at the best weighted column, she's 4 kgs best in Obia. Ahead of Bequena, who isn't or doesn't appear to be the stable elect. Now, if you want him to go further, have a look at number 7, Coco Melon. I believe Stillgate won this time round. Last time out, she had the worst of the draws, well, 14 out of 15. This time around, Woozy takes the ride. Stillgate won. Be closer to the pace. So she is going to go into my trifectas and quartets. I'm going to be leaning towards
Selenia Peninsula.
Selenia over 4 over the 1 and 7.
Okay, and there it is up on screen. Welcome back, everybody. 2 more races to go here at Turffontein now. Let's move on to the 8th race. And Greatrix is back. Let's see how good he is. Last time there were a few disappointed, but I guess you can't be disappointed to run to quid pro quo. And he was doing it pretty hard up the hill. We'll see how it all pans out. 22-10. So they priced him up as favourite, 22-10. 1 Cosmic Speed is no slouch, 5-2 second favourite. And 2 Fire Attack is also at 5-2, highly rated by the stable. And they got 6-1 and better about the others. Who is the 6-1 shot? Musical Score. And then it's 12s and better about the balance. So summarize it for us now. Where does this leave Greatrix, and how do Cosmic Speed and the next best in the race, that also Fire Attack, fit in here?
I want to say that Fire Attack is going to be held here. I've got no doubt he's a lovely sort, Clyde, but we're working with what the paper shows us. So Greatrix, in my mind, better over the 1400, 2 kilograms better off, and better drawn. So I have to believe that all 3 of those factors are going to favor Greatrix and reverse that form with Fire Attack. Fire Attack, what a run in the Dingons, cracking effort. Tricky draw to contend with, and take note, Diego de Gavea gets the ride. Also, Greatrix is now ridden by Muzieni, who we know has ridden him in his first 3 starts. It has to be taken seriously over here. I love the fact that he's coming back to the 1400. Maybe he did it a bit too hard last time out, Clyde.
I think he did.
Number 1, Cosmic Speed. What a lovely individual. All depends on where he is going to be positioned in running. You know, at the weights, he's the horse to beat. He's best weighted over here. Lovely return in his seasonal debut. It was a smooth victory, never in doubt. Gonna strip fitter. Craig's actually won on him in the past. He knows what he's about. But this time round, he's got a very tricky draw to contend with. So I don't know how it's going to pan out for him. Whereas Greatrix has got a neat draw and he pushes forward generally. If you want to go wider, have a look at Musical Score. Now, he was far from disgraced in the Graham Beck. he had the horrible draw to contend with on that occasion, and he came into the straight and he stayed on resolutely. Last time out at the Vaal, he got the better of Wazact, and they took a decision not to go for the Dingans with this horse. So that, in my mind, leaves me to believe he could be underrated. So I think he should be thereabouts. That's the way I read the race, Clyde. I'm going 3, 1, 6, 2. If you want to go wider, include number 2, Fire Act, but I left him out.
Yeah, it's interesting. You wouldn't think you need to go wide like this. There's such quality in Great Tricks, but Cosmic Speed, the likes of Musical Score, Daryl is of the opinion may just run past him. Let's see. Last leg, 3 and 10. All right, the last opportunity today on the Sunday afternoon. Hope you've had a pleasant day wherever you may be and spend some time again with your family. A handicap 80 level, and it's over 1,000 meters. So over before you know it. How are they betting in the last race? Well, they've got Virgin River top of the boards at 3 to 1. That's number 8 on the card if you haven't got a book in front of you. 6, Big Boy Bruce. Seems like a nice sort. 33 to 10. 3, Longsword is in there at 4 to 1. And number 9, Bemanesque is priced up at 11 to 2. They are betting 10 to 1 and better about the other. Sea Shanty is 10 to 1. Okay, how do you see it? What do you make of it? How do we end?
Really taking my chances in the last race of year.
Yes.
You can see my pick 6 only went 2 runners, and there's no doubt this is one of the toughest races on the card. And my perm wasn't that costly, so I could have afforded to go more runners. But Clyde, I've really am of the opinion that Longsword is better than his recent form. Now, when doing Waiter to Win last time out, we fancied his chances, and all my perms were hinged around him as being my banker for the day. And everything was finalized, and then the morning of race day, Mr. Terry tried him with blinkers, and I came on air and I said, the only thing that I'm concerned about now is the fact that the blinkers have been fitted. So the blinkers come off, and that puts my mind at ease a bit, that they didn't have a positive effect last time out. So the fact that he's come down further in the ratings, I'm going to say this horse will take some beating if he's fit and well after the rest, because I really believe he's much better than an 82. I don't think things have worked out for him in running. But on paper, and paper alone, go back 3 runs when he finished a half a length behind Tchaikovsky. Have a look who was in that race. A horse called Smith & Wesson. And he actually beat Longsword there, and he's as much as 2.5 kilograms better off with Longsword. And he's drawn towards the outside. So I'm not taking Smith & Wesson's chances lightly over here. I think at 15 to 1, he must represent value. And have a look who he's drawn against or alongside. He's drawn alongside Virgin River, who's very, very pacey. And he could get a nice running transit over here. So I've suggested a swing over here. It's a bit of a stab in the dark because it is a very competitive lineup. But I think numbers 3 and 10 should be right there.
Okay, Smith & Wesson got Muzi on. Good to have Muzi back in the saddle again. Swinger in the last. 3 and 10. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate you watching Betway's Waiter to Win.